Wait, no.
Hi Sandy, the journey for us as women to learn how to love ourselves is so hard because we always want to think we're to blame when bad things happen. So self-hatred can start really young, but there are lots of tips in the book which I think would help.
There are, and you can also tell her that we love her.
We do, we're with her.
You are.
That is such a great question. What would happen if we all rose?
I don't think we know. The thing is, I don't think we know.
We do know the world would be so much better because girl power, woman power, we have the answers. It would be gentler, it would be kinder, it would be better for men and for women. So let's rise.
Equality. Hi, Estefi. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. All I know is that the only thing that I can control is myself. And as long as I keep the focus on myself and how I feel about the choices that I'm making, that's really the only thing that I have control of. And that's it, really, at the end of the day.
Hi Nick, thanks so much for your question. I think one of the things that we can all do is stop pretending and start being a lot more honest about how we're all doing. Stop pretending that we feel fine if we don't feel fine. Admit when we feel lonely, admit when we feel vulnerable. Because the truth is, all of us are, perfectly imperfect. None of us have got it sorted. And the only way we're going to feel less alone and less isolated is if we all come clean and tell the truth of how it is. Hi, Irina. Our immediate hope is that people will buy the book and start reading it together with other women, because something happens when women join together, and it's so much easier to do it with people, either people you found online or people in your local community, than it is on your own.
And this book is very much about community. It's about reaching out to other people in kindness and being of service to others, ultimately. I don't think that peace is necessarily a linear process. It hasn't been my experience. I go through periods where I feel great balance and great centeredness and at peace in my mind, and then periods where I feel completely insane.
And we're all perfectly imperfect. None of it lasts. The only thing that's permanent is change. But at least when you have the tools, you know what to do when things get tough. Hi Phoebes. All of us carry wounds from our childhood, and one of the ways we can try and protect ourselves is to build walls, and they might seem to protect us, but actually they keep everyone at a distance, and it doesn't really work long term.
One of my favourite fridge magnets that I've had for a while says, love like you've never been hurt, which is one of the hardest things to do, but when you actually do it, it can be incredibly freeing.
It works. Hi Robin, the principle that I find hardest in the book is acceptance, because I always want to fix everything. I always want to make everything better, and sometimes there are situations that I have no control over, but I find that really difficult to accept. What about you, Gillian?
And the one that I have the most trouble with is joy, actually. It's about letting go into the day, allowing space for myself to experience joy. I find that really hard, as much as I want it. Hi, Leanne. If I were to give advice to a younger generation, it would be to accept yourself just as you are. If I were talking to the entire younger generation of women, it would be to show up just as yourself, and to believe from the inside that you are enough as you are. You don't have to fit into that bikini. You don't have to, you don't have to wear a particular lipstick. You don't have to buy this particular pair of shoes to be amazing.
Hi Antonia, really good question. All of us live in a world that is dominated by men, and often we internalise misogyny. So when I see a woman who is frightened of calling herself a feminist, I see a woman who's internalised male notions of what it is to be a feminist. And actually, we're all feminists, whether we know it or not, whether we say it or not. We have to be. We're women.
Hi, Sib. It's Gillian. Hi. That is a very good question, and I guess I would only say that one of the principles in our book is about honesty, And as long as we continue to be honest with ourselves about what our needs are and what our desires are and what makes us happy, then the answers, I think, start to come.
Thanks so much for all those amazing questions, and we're really sorry that we didn't have time to get through all of them.
And also remember that we are not experts. The wisdom that is in this book has been around for centuries, and it's ours borrowed and just distilled in one place. And we hope that you like it.
Yeah, we really hope you enjoy it. Catherine, hi Catherine. So we've got 5 boys between us, and for me, the most important thing is teaching them how to feel and express their feelings so that they don't become those shut down men who end up having to act their aggression out because they are so out of touch with how they really feel.
Or because they're taught not to feel. You know, a couple of my boys have been told not to cry like a girl, and so they feel shame when they cry, but it's good to cry.